Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. Today we are building a new crest. We're building on this 30 by 40 lot called Optimist Outlook, and this is kind of exciting. Today I am actually building for my save file for the first time in 100 years. For those of you who don't know, I've just been trying to fill up Newcrest with families and homes and all that good stuff using only the base game, and honestly I had kind of forgotten about it for a long time. I did two little tiny builds, I made the families, and then I just forgot about it for months. And then because the base game is coming out for free tomorrow, I believe, that's exciting. If you didn't know, you can now get the Sims 4 base game for free, but since that is happening, it kind of jogged my memory that this save file exists and that I'd started this project and never finished it. So anyway, here we are. We're continuing to work on that. So I'll explain a little bit about the Sims who live in this home, a little bit of lore, if you will. But a few months ago, I built a home for an elderly couple, Erica and Anne, and their son, Luke, lives here with his girlfriend, Luna, and their own son, Luca. So if you remember, which, to be honest, I'm sure literally no one remembers, but Erica and Anne's home was really small, kind of humble. It wasn't bad, but it definitely was not big and grand, sort of like this home is. Their home was like 20K, maybe a little more, and this home comes out to like at least 100,000, maybe more, I don't really remember. But so you might be asking yourself, how could Luke afford to live in such a nice place? Well, I will tell you. His girlfriend is rich. Yeah, I was definitely imagining that Luna comes from money. I had a lot of fun making her dad in Cass. He's just like this rich older guy who wears a suit absolutely everywhere. Anyway, so they've got enough money that Luke never has to work again in his life. Neither does Luna, but she feels like it. So Luna works and Luke is a stay-at-home dad, kind of a trophy husband, if you will, and he is just obsessed with his wife and his son. I gave him the soulmate aspiration so that he can like take Luna out on some nice dates, and like I just thought that was cute. Like his wife is his whole world basically. And there are some skill building items in this house, so Luke can definitely have a hobby if he wants. There's an easel, a piano, a few other things, so you know, he can have a hobby, but I really just want his main goal in life to be just like to hang out with his wife and son, basically. Anyway, as you can see, the shape of this house has really started to come together. It's very suburban. I wanted to add a few like fancier touches, but it is really just a suburban house at its core. But anyway, we've got like a nice little front porch moment that I think is cute, and this really nice grand window in the front. I did that by combining two base game windows, that really fun sort of rounded top window that was supposed to come with the industrial loft kit, but they added it to the base game instead. That is a lovely item. And then I just combined it with a plain base game window on the bottom to make a really grand front window moment. And then as far as landscaping goes, I kept it quite simple. I went with a few, I think they're called cypress trees, a few bushes, and then these lovely hydrangea flowers that are just cute, and I use them all the time. You'll see here I'm using the tool mod to sort of adjust the cypress trees sizes a little bit so that they're not all exactly uniform. And then just using some cute little stepping stones to make a pathway to the front door and also the backyard. I also add a little chimney, just a few extra details out here before we head on into the interior. Oh, you'll also notice that I added a little garage off to the right. And if you didn't know, the cars in The Sims 4 are not functional, it's purely decorational. So anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about Luna. I imagine that she has always dreamed of being a famous chef, so I gave her the chef aspiration and the chef career, obviously, but I just imagine she's always been really serious about it. She hosts events, she, you know, does a lot of networking, she's a bit of a girl boss, if you will, and she just works really hard to find her success. And she never really planned on being a mom, so when Luca came around, it was a bit of a surprise. Doesn't mean she loves him any less, but it did sort of shake up her life. So this house had to be both a great place for Luna to entertain and host her events, but also like a nice cozy family home for them to raise their son. So I laid this out in such a way that I think achieves both of those goals. From the entryway, these big open archways lead guests into this big, grand, entertaining area where they can have their parties and stuff. It's got that great statement window I've been hyping up so much, a dining area, a bar, all that good stuff. And then from there, you can go to the home office for important meetings or to the kitchen. I don't know, maybe she needs to collaborate with another chef or something. But all of the other parts of the home, the more like family parts, bedrooms, family room, all that good stuff, that is behind closed doors. So hopefully the guests won't just wander in there. I mean, it's The Sims, so the guests probably will wander into the bedrooms and just like be a huge nuisance, but I think you can actually lock the doors except for household members. That might help gameplay wise. But anyway, as I've been talking on and on, you've seen this main entertainment area sort of come together. I think it's called a mezzanine. I did a mezzanine moment where there's sort of like an upstairs section that's just open to the downstairs. I thought that would be awesome to sort of show off that huge front window. And then downstairs you've got dining, and upstairs you've got a nice little bar area. And then behind the bar there is a washroom. I just furnished that off camera because I feel like washrooms are the most boring and I really wanted to save some time, so I just cut that out. But that washroom is the one that guests will go to. But it also has like a toddler potty in it for Luca and a shower tub combo. And then through a little hallway space here, we've got the bedrooms. I've started working on Luca's bedroom now. Don't know if I mentioned it, but he's a toddler, so yeah, I guess in a few years you'll have to renovate this room and give him a bigger bed. But for now, it's just full of toddler items, a lot of greens in here. I especially love this little green toddler bed. It is so cute with like the green leaves on it. Anyway, I had a Blarfy, of course. And then I also added like 100 wall decals in here. Like there's 4 bunnies, there's that height measuring one, and then I added a tree as well. So I don't know. Oh, and those clouds too. Anyway, moving on into the parents' bedroom, I decided to change the wallpaper a little bit in here from the plain white, so that's exciting. I went with this Pretty and Plaster wallpaper that is one of my all-time favorites from the base game, and it just kind of looks like they've painted over the brick a little bit, and just like you can see a little bit of the pink from the brick shining through. Anyway, I'm adding some sunflowers and a yellow tissue box on Luna's side of the bed, and that is because I decided yellow is her favorite color. When I was building The Sims in Cass, I gave her like this really, really cute yellow blazer for her formal attire, so like I just thought it would be really fun to just make her one of those people who loves yellow. I do add a little yellow bathrobe in the bathroom, which I think is really cute in the parents' ensuite bathroom. But I don't really have much else to say about the bathroom, to be honest. Pretty self-explanatory. Shower, toilet, double sinks. That's pretty fancy. Oh, my mouse was having problems when I was decorating this bathroom. I remember. I tried to edit most of it out, but if you do notice a little bit of glitching while I'm doing this bathroom, I apologize. Something's wrong with my computer. Like, I know what's wrong with my computer. It's old. It's really, really old, and it is falling apart. But lately it's just been extra bad, and I've been struggling a lot to like get it to recognize my mouse. Like I have to like unplug my mouse and plug it back in and unplug it and plug it back in, and like it probably doesn't help that I've been playing like a crazy amount of The Sims every day, like hours and hours every day. I am supposed to be in school right now. I'm not. It's kind of a long story, but I had to take this semester off for mental health reasons, and I've just been trying to keep myself sane and like well and happy, and just been playing like a crazy amount of The Sims because it's like my distraction, and honestly I don't know what I would do without this channel, because it's just like something to do, and I've been making like a crazy amount of videos lately just to like have something to do. But I don't know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, it's really negatively affecting my computer. I think she's on her last legs, and honestly, if they announce The Sims 5 tomorrow on the big live stream and they're like, it's coming out soon and it's like even better and the graphics are even better, I'm gonna cry, because I know my computer won't be able to handle it and I just won't be able to get the game. But anyway, I am kind of excited to see what they announce on the stream. To be honest, I feel like it's been so hyped up at this point that I'm going to be disappointed no matter what, because if it is The Sims 5, I'm going to be like, dang it, I'm not ready for The Sims 5, like my computer's not good enough. But then if it's not The Sims 5, I'm going to be like, this is so lame. So I don't know, maybe I'm just like impossible to please. But I've started working on the kitchen space here, which was kind of an important space because Luna is a whole chef. I went with the cheapest base game counters, these really simple ones, and to be honest, these counters, I kind of hate every swatch except for the solid black and the solid white swatch. So I just leaned in and did solid white counters and solid black cabinets. So this kitchen is very black and white, but I feel like that's fancy, right? Black and white is fancy? I don't know. But I added a double oven and a double fridge to, you know, Luna's a chef. She deserves the best. And then there's like this big empty space here. I thought of adding a cupcake machine, but I didn't. I add a microwave and a coffee maker. I bring in the tile from the bathroom. And yeah, we do end up adding a high chair for Luca and a little plant. And then, oh, I add these little postcards into the cabinet as a bit of decoration. That's actually really easy to do. You just delete the wall behind so that the postcards won't snap to that wall, if that makes sense. And then you can place them just exactly where you want them, and it just looks like little sticky notes or postcards posted up on the cabinet. And then on this back wall here, I was thinking of putting a painting, but to be honest, the base game selection of paintings is a little lacking, and in a house this big, I find myself reusing a lot of the paintings. So in an effort to not reuse the same items a million times, I decided to put some shelves instead and just put any clutter pieces I felt like could belong in a kitchen. Like, there's a little alarm clock, which maybe isn't kitchen-y, but like we could pretend that's a kitchen timer, and I put some bottles and stuff and random clutter. Anyway, now we are moving on into the living space. So there are some double doors there leading to this space. They're glass, so it's open, but they are closable, so hopefully the guests don't just like randomly walk into your family space, if that makes sense. I combined two big couches from the base game to make a little sectional moment, and then I add this fun lamp, and I actually sized it up like 1.5 times to make it look a little bit bigger, a little bit more of a statement, if that makes sense. And then I use these pillows, or they're actually towels. They are towels, but I use them as pillows. I rotate them with the tool mod and just place them however I think looks cute to add a little bit of extra detail on this couch. And then I do add a teddy bear as well. I've been doing that a lot lately. I think in my last like 4 or 5 builds, I've just put a teddy bear on the couch, which like it makes sense in this build because there's a toddler who lives here, but in some of my other builds it's like only adults, and like maybe that doesn't entirely make sense. But anyway, I added a little dollhouse for the kid, a little chair that's like a panda, which is really cute. I add some paintings above the mantle here, but I do come back and switch that out for a television because I feel like you need a television in a family home. So anyway, don't get too attached to those paintings because I do delete them. And then as far as the coffee tables go, I wasn't in love with any of the base game coffee tables, so I actually went with those ones that are technically patio furniture, but they're really cute in my opinion. I just like sized one down and tucked it under the other, which is cute. And then this room right here off of the family room is like a little activity space. So I added a drawing table, which Luca won't be able to use right now because he's a toddler, but once he ages up, he'll be able to draw there. I add a chessboard for a little bit of fun, some more of these cute chairs that are like little bears. And then I add a piano because I just had the space for it, and I feel like I never ever add this big grand piano. Since getting City Living, I find it a lot easier to just add the tiny keyboard that came with City Living, so I kind of ignore this grand piano, but I was able to use it today, which is fun. And yeah, now I'm just kind of adding a little bit of extra wall art, but I do, do a little bit of adjusting. The paintings that I added in the activity room, I delete those and I replace them with the paintings that were originally above the mantle, and then put a television above the mantle. So just doing some last minute switcheroos, and now we are moving on into this garage space. And I cut most of that out because honestly, garages are really repetitive. Like I always add a woodworking table and like an easel and just like some shelves, and that's it. So I did cut that for time, but you may have noticed that I placed a big white van in there, and I just thought that might be like, it's not functional, but it might be a little bit of fun storytelling to just like imagine that maybe Luna has this like big white refrigerated van that she brings her food around in. I don't know, like if she ever has to deliver her food. I don't really know much about chefs, and that is probably shining through very obviously in this voiceover, but anyway, I'm also making this little home gym space. You may have noticed a couple treadmills, weight machine, another TV, and then just some like random posters that are fitnessy. And I did put this off a little bit, but now we are finally decorating the home office space. So this space is like right below where the bar was, if you remember. They've got like a nice little double glass door leading into it for a little bit of privacy, but still a little open. Anyway, I use this same lamp from the living room, size it up again because I just really liked the look of it. I add a little bookshelf, and then now it is time to furnish the walls. And honestly, this is why I put it off. I feel like the base game does not have enough good office wall decor. Like there's not enough degrees and achievements and like, I don't know, like office looking bookshelves. Like these just look like regular paintings, and that wasn't like my first choice for an office. Like there's a portrait there of some random lady. I would much rather have a degree to like show all of Luna's achievements, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I add a little bonsai tree, a little vase, some like cork boards on the wall. Again, I had to get a little creative because the base game is just lacking in like office decor. So if the Sims team is watching this video, which I'm sure they are, add some more office stuff to the base game. Anyway, maybe that's what they're going to announce tomorrow. The big announcement that they've been hyping up is that they're going to add a few more office items to the base game. Anyway, just kidding. Anyway, I really wanted to add a fun sort of fancy pool moment back here, so I added a platform. The back door leads right onto this platform where you have like the pool. I add some patio furniture, a little barbecue as well, and a little outdoor dining space. And then you can just go down these steps into the main backyard area. I have a few planters and some monkey bars down there, if I'm remembering correctly. Also, keep an eye out. In a minute, I add a rubber duck to the pool and pretend it's like a little pool toy. Anyway, I was super pleased with that little detail. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. We're coming to the end of this build, so if you liked it, feel free to leave a like down below. If you hated it, feel free to leave a dislike. Yeah, leave any suggestions that you might have below. Feel free to subscribe. I do builds like this very often. I don't know, I don't really have a schedule, but I post builds like this every once in a while. I've been known to do a little gameplay here and there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See you later. Bye.